Why we celebrate Christmas. From Rome to today, this is not the Christmas story you were told. Because the real reason we celebrate Christmas on December 25th has nothing to do with Santa, and not even with the date of Jesus' birth. Hidden across ancient Rome, forgotten pagan rituals, and a decision made 17 centuries ago, lies the true story of how Christmas became what it is today. This is why we celebrate Christmas. From Rome to today. To understand Christmas, we must travel back, not to Bethlehem, but to an ancient world where empires rose, gods battled darkness, and one choice made by the early Christian church changed history forever. Long before Christmas existed, humanity faced winter with fear and fascination. In December, the nights grew longer, colder, and darker. The sun seemed weaker, day by day, slipping away from the world. Food became scarce, animals hid or died, and families gathered close to survive the season. And every culture, from Europe to the Middle East to Asia, felt the same question rising like ice in the air. Would the sun return? To push back the darkness, ancient people created rituals, fire festivals, evergreen decorations, feasts, songs, and celebrations meant to bring hope. These were not Christmas traditions yet, but they planted seeds that would grow for thousands of years. The most important of these early celebrations took place in the mighty Roman Empire. December was not a quiet month in Rome. It was the beginning of Saturnalia, the wildest, most joyful festival of the year. For 7 days, Romans honored Saturn, the god of agriculture, by turning their society upside down. Masters served slaves. Businesses closed. Gifts were exchanged. Evergreen garlands hung across doorways. Candles stayed lit all night. Families and strangers shared food and laughter. Saturnalia was loud, chaotic, and full of freedom. It was a release from the long year and a reminder that joy still existed, even as winter closed in. But another Roman celebration carried an even deeper meaning. On December 25th, Romans worshipped the birth of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. It was the symbolic moment when the sun, after reaching its weakest point at the winter solstice, began to rise in strength once again. The Romans believed that light had won a victory over darkness. And because of that, December 25th already held emotional power long before Christianity chose it. For the first 300 years of Christianity, there was no Christmas. Early Christians did not celebrate Jesus' birth at all. The Bible never gives a date, and early Christian communities focused only on his teachings and resurrection. But as Christianity spread across the Roman Empire, church leaders faced a challenge. They needed a day to honor the birth of Jesus, something symbolic, powerful, and capable of unifying both believers and the culturally mixed empire around them. December 25th was the perfect choice. It connected Jesus, the light of the world, with the ancient belief in the returning sun. It allowed Christians to gently replace older Roman traditions without fighting them. And it made the new religion easier for people to accept. In the year 336 AD, the Roman Church officially recorded December 25th as Jesus' birth. It was not chosen because of historical evidence. It was chosen because symbols matter. Because people already saw this date as the return of light, life, and hope. And with that single decision, the world gained a holiday that would grow beyond anything the early church could imagine. But Christmas did not stay simple. It evolved, absorbing pieces of every culture it touched. When Christianity spread into Northern Europe, it encountered the deep, powerful traditions of the Germanic and Norse people. Their winter festival, Yule, was filled with symbolism older than Rome itself. Families burned massive Yule logs to protect their homes. People decorated evergreen trees, the only living green in a dead winter world, to symbolize life that cannot be destroyed. They feasted, told stories of gods flying across the night sky, and honored the spirit of winter with rituals that echoed themes of rebirth. Instead of erasing these traditions, the Christian church blended them into Christmas. The Yule log, evergreen trees, candles, feasting, and winter stories all became part of a larger, growing celebration. Meanwhile, another legend was rising, the story of a kind-hearted bishop from Myra known as Nicholas. Saint Nicholas became famous for secretly helping the poor most famously throwing bags of gold through the window of a desperate family, landing inside their stockings. Over centuries, his legend spread through Europe, especially in the Netherlands, where he became Santa Claus. And when Dutch settlers arrived in America, Santa Claus transformed again, becoming Santa Claus. The red suit, the flying sleigh, the reindeer, these would be shaped later by writers, illustrators, and modern culture, but the roots were ancient. As the centuries passed, Christmas continued to change. Medieval Europe added carols, feasts, and the idea of community celebration. The Renaissance and Enlightenment brought art, music, and storytelling to the holiday. And in the 1800s, the final transformation occurred. Queen Victoria and Prince Albert introduced the Christmas tree to the English-speaking world, and one newspaper illustration of their decorated tree exploded in popularity. Within a decade, the Christmas tree became a global symbol. By the time electricity lit the world, Christmas had become a fusion of history, religion, culture, myth, and imagination. It was no longer just one tradition. It was all tradition. Today, Christmas is celebrated in every corner of the planet. Its journey from ancient Rome to modern cities like New York, Tokyo, Paris, Dubai, and Mexico City is a journey of human hope. A reminder that even in the darkest season, people choose light, kindness, and connection. As Christmas spread across continents, it absorbed the spirit of every culture it touched. In Germany, people brought evergreen trees into their homes, believing the living green symbolized life that could not be destroyed by winter. In Italy, families gathered around nativity scenes, turning simple figures into powerful symbols of faith. In Mexico and Latin America, people carried candles through the streets in Las Posadas, honoring the long search for shelter on the night of Christ's birth. Different traditions, different histories, but all connected by the human need for warmth in the coldest season. By the 1800s, something new began to happen. Thanks to books, newspapers, and eventually photography, people started seeing how other cultures celebrated. The world became connected. When Queen Victoria displayed a decorated Christmas tree, the picture spread across Europe and America. Almost overnight, this German tradition became global. The warm glow of a decorated tree, once known only in small villages, became a symbol recognized across the world. Meanwhile, in America, the legend of St. Nicholas transformed. Writers began shaping him into a magical figure, no longer just a kind bishop, but a mysterious traveler who moved through the sky on Christmas Eve. Illustrators added the red fur-lined coat. Stories added the sleigh, the reindeer, the chimney. Bit by bit, Sinterklaas became Santa Claus, a figure who blended ancient winter gods, Christian charity, and modern imagination into one character that children everywhere could love. But even as Christmas became more colorful, more magical, and more commercial, its deeper meaning remained. Christmas has always been about the return of light, first the sun, then a spiritual hope, and finally the reminder that people can still be kind to one another. Throughout history, Christmas has appeared during some of humanity's darkest moments and offered a pause, a breath, a sign that even enemies can share something in common. One of the clearest examples happened during World War I. In December 1914, exhausted soldiers faced each other in frozen trenches. But on Christmas Eve, instead of gunfire, the sound of singing drifted across the battlefield. Soldiers from different nations stepped out of their trenches, shook hands, shared food, and lit candles in the snow. They exchanged gifts, simple things like cigarettes, buttons, bread. For one night, the war stopped. There were no orders, no politics, no fear. Just human beings recognizing each other. History calls it the Christmas truce, and it remains one of the most powerful reminders of what this season can mean. As the modern world grew, Christmas expanded across cities, continents, and cultures. Streets filled with lights, music echoed from shops, and families decorated their homes. From New York to Tokyo, from Paris to Dubai, from Mexico City to Berlin, Christmas became a moment of connection. It didn't matter where you were or what language you spoke. Everyone understood the meaning of lights in the winter night. And that is the secret of why Christmas survived for thousands of years. Beneath the traditions, the decorations, the songs, and the stories, Christmas is really about something older and deeper. Hope. The belief that even in the darkest season, light returns. that cold and fear never last forever, that a small act of kindness can warm an entire home, that families can gather, communities can help the poor, and people can put aside anger and choose peace. Christmas is not just one story, it is the story of humanity. From the fires of Saturnalia to the candles of medieval churches, from Yule logs to Christmas trees, from St. Nicholas to Santa Claus, from Roman emperors to modern cities glowing with lights, every piece carries a fragment of our shared journey. And that is why billions of people celebrate Christmas today, not because of one tradition, but because Christmas speaks to something inside us all. A reminder that even in the darkest winter, light always returns. This is Hidden Earth.